Hi guys, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please do subscribe. Alexa, what's the time please?
It's 8:54 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Thursday the 26th of January.
Alexa, what's the weather like? Alexa, the weather in Rochester.
In Rochester, England, it's 3 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Today, you can expect partly sunny weather, with a high of 7 degrees and a low of 2 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
What do you call a wolf with no legs? Anything you like. It can't chase you.
Right guys, so I suffer from a condition called trigeminal neuralgia, which is chronic face pain, and it's called the suicide disease. Alexa, what's trigeminal neuralgia?
According to Mayo Clinic, trigeminal neuralgia is a condition that affects the nerve that carries sensation from your face to your brain. It causes severe pain from even gentle touches like brushing your teeth or putting on makeup. At first, attacks may be short and mild, but trigeminal neuralgia can get worse and cause longer and more frequent periods of severe pain. It's most common in women and people over the age of 50. Treatment options include medications, injections, and surgery to help control pain.
I'm going up to St Guy's and Thomas's Hospital for this condition in March. It's a serious condition. It's nothing to be taken lightly or laughed at. It is often called the suicide disease. Yesterday I had about 20 or 30 friend requests, just bombarding my Facebook with friend requests with fake profiles, and one of them was calling themselves Fatty. F-A-T-I, Fatty. So Fatty has posted something in trigeminal neuralgia, my condition. It's not something to be laughed at. It is a serious condition. I'm getting bullied again, and it does seem to be when the guy upstairs has relatives round. I'm not saying it is, and it may be a coincidence, but that is what's happening at the moment. My son has moved to London. I don't have anybody to exactly go out with. He's having his relatives and kids up there more often now my son is not around. This is the truth. My son wrote an email to Hyde Housing telling them that the guy upstairs and his kids' noise was affecting my mental health. My son did not say that I felt like committing suicide or I was so depressed I was going to try and commit suicide. He didn't say that. He said it was affecting my mental health, the constant noise when I'm trying, because when it's happening and it's full worst, I can't concentrate on the telly, I can't listen to the radio, it's above the radio, it's above the TV, and it's what the boys are shouting, going running up and down, yuck, and it's horrible, right? And then when I go out and sit on the balcony, they're doing it on the balcony. They're running up and down, going onto the balcony and doing it as well. That's what they were doing last year and the year before. I had a terrible New Year's Eve because of the noise, but I expected that because it's Christmas and New Year. I expected that, right? But you don't purposely make someone upset and ill, knowing someone does something from depression and then keep posting things about suicide on my Facebook. That's not nice at all. So I'm sat on my flat, in my flat. I'm not depressed, I'm not suicidal, I suffer from a very painful condition, which I'm going up to London to Guy's Hospital to see if they can help. Because in 2020 they were just going to give an injection in the back of my head to stop the pain. Right? Last night there was one kid up there, one small boy, and he was running across the ceiling till quite late. And then I settled down on my sofa. I was getting 20, 30 messages to my Facebook on mine, Crystal Marshall's phone. About 50 messages, all fake friend requests. Right? So I laid down on my sofa last night, and then there was a giant thud, like someone had smashed a box. It was after 11. Smashed a box on top of the ceiling where I was lying going to bed. I got up out of my bed. I had a shooting pain down my leg and down my arm, and I had to get up off of the bed and rub my arm and leg. I haven't been going out because the weather's been muggy and wet, and it's been extremely cold as well. And my mum, why did she send me a phone call message of her crying her eyes out, and then when I phone her back she's completely normal? And it's not me crying, it's my mother crying. I'm going to phone her this morning because she hasn't rung me. My mum hasn't rung me this morning, so I'm going to ring her because it was my mother that was crying. And keep referring to someone's weight, fatty. There's people larger than me. I mean, how ridiculous can you get? Right. Now we're going on to read part of Prince Harry's book, Spare. I was reading about his bad haircut in Australia yesterday. He was talking about having a spiky haircut in Australia. And he said his own hair looked a mess. This is page 90 of Prince Harry's book, Spare, chapter 43. I don't recall how I learned about the first man trying to sneak onto the farm, maybe from George, while we were out mustering. I do remember that it was the local police who nabbed the intruder and got rid of him. December 2003. The police were pleased with themselves, but I was glum. I knew what was coming. Paps were like ants. There was never just one. Sure enough, the very next day, 2 more crept onto the farm. He's talking about paparazzi, press. Time to go. I owed so much to the Hills. I didn't want to repay them by ruining their lives. I didn't want to be the cause of them losing the one resource more precious than water, privacy. I thanked them for 9 of the best weeks of my life and flew home, arriving just before Christmas. I went straight to a club, my first night home, and the next night, and the next. The press thought I was still in Australia, and I decided their ignorance gave me carte blanche. One night I met a girl, chatted with her over drinks. I didn't know she was a page 3 girl. That was the accepted objectifying term for young topless women featured each day on page 3 of Rupert Murdoch's The Sun. I wouldn't have cared if I'd known. She seemed smart and fun. I left the club wearing a baseball cap, paps everywhere. So much for carte blanche. I tried to blend into the crowd, walked casually down the road with my bodyguard. We went through St James's Square and got into an unmarked police car. Just as we pulled away, a Mercedes with blacked out windows jumped the pavement and swiped our car, nearly slamming head-on into the rear passenger door. We could see it coming, the driver not looking ahead, too busy trying to shoot photos. The story in the papers the next morning should have been about Prince Harry nearly being killed by a reckless paparazzi. Instead, it was about Prince Harry meeting and supposedly kissing a page 3 girl, along with much frantic commentary about the horrors of despair dating such a fallen woman. Third in line to the throne, dating her? The snobbery, the classism was nauseating. The out-of-order priorities were baffling, but in all greatly enhanced my sense of joy and relief at running away. Again, gap year, part 2. Days later, I was on a plane to Lesotho. Better yet, it was decided that I could take along a mate. The plan once upon a time had been to go with Hennes. In his stead, I now asked George. His mate Hennes died in a car accident. So Harry's mother died in a car crash. Hennes, one of his best mates, also died in a car accident. And there he says he nearly was involved in a car accident by a car recklessly driving on the pavement. And what have I said all along? There's a flat over there, right opposite me, and on the corner, takeaway drivers just drive on that pavement and use it as a piece of road in the dark. I've seen a Royal Mail van drive on the pavement and park there. There's no rules in this world. Not in Great Britain where I live there isn't. There's no rules. And they're afraid of being caught out. And by trying to make me depressed and try and make me feel suicidal, they think they're going to get away with it. A pavement is for pedestrians to walk on. Why is there a road? Why is there a pavement? A pavement is for people to walk on. A road is for cars to drive down. There is no policing. You see police cars come down this road and riot vans, and yet I've seen people smoke drugs right when the police are going into the co-op to get their lunch or evening coffee, whatever, and I've seen riot vans drive past people doing things that are against the law. It is like the game Grand Theft Auto round here, and wherever I live, it's like Grand Theft Auto. Do what you fucking like and get away with it. Made myself a cup of coffee. I'm going to drink my coffee and I'm going to get on with the rest of my day. There is no point in complaining about noise. There's no point in complaining about it at all, because Hyde Housing come out and ask what a bird bin is doing in the communal area. They don't come out to me and see how my health is being affected by the noise upstairs. They come out and see why someone's put a bird bin in the communal area, because it's obviously a fire safety hazard. And by the way, it's still there and has been for the last 2 or 3 days. The lift is still out of order as well, but Hyde Housing are aware of it. See you later.